Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is all about the new VISEART Petit Pro 2 eyeshadow palette. If you are interested in seeing me do a demo of this eye look using the palette and, hearing me kind of review it and swatch it and everything, then just keep on watching. So if you guys have been with me for any amount of time, you know how much I love the VISEART Petit Pro palette, the number one now I'm going to call it, and this is what that one looks like. I just love how small and compact it is. It has been great for when I travel, and I love that you have 4 mattes, 4 shimmers. These are magnetized so they pop right out, and you get even like a little mirror here. It's just wonderful. And again, this is number one, so you have some nice, very neutral, kind of cooler tones. You have a little bit of warmth here in the shimmer shades, and I loved all of the shadows in this one. And Petit Pro 2, same exact packaging, and again you have the little mirror right here. I'm trying not to blind you. And then again we have 4 mattes and 4 shimmers, and you can see that these are much brighter in tone. They're a little bit more dramatic than the Petit Pro 1, and I think it's a really lovely complement to the Petit Pro 1. I did not even hesitate in picking this up, again, because I travel so much for work. It is just a great, great companion to have. And so I've worn this now, I probably have worn this maybe 3 other times than today, so this will be my 4th time. And I love it. I'm loving it more and more. These matte shades, I was a little bit scared of this one. I'm going to refer to it as a watermelon color. It is actually called Nectar, and I should show you, actually, this is the box that it came in, and the color names are on the back of the box. So it's called Nectar. I call it I call it the watermelon shade. And so that's the one, of course, that caught my eye when I first saw this palette, but it's also the one that I was like, how am I going to use that? But ever since I started using it, I kind of can't stop, because I think it just gives like a nice brightness to the eye. You can kind of start to deepen up your crease or your outer corner a little bit, and it just, I don't know, it just works. It's sort of the way like some of those really orange shadows, like the orange soda shadow in the Anastasia Beverly Hills line that showed up in her Soft Glam palette. To me, I'm like, you're putting like orange shadow on your eyes, but somehow it works. And the same idea with this one. It just works. It just starts to darken up, and it's a great transition shade. It's great, and it's a lot of fun. And to be perfectly honest, this eye look that I created, or pretty much any eye look I've created from this, is a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I just think it's fun. I think it's a lot of fun. So let me go ahead and swatch these for you, and then I'm going to talk about the 2 things about this palette that I kind of don't like, but we'll get there. So let me go ahead and swatch these for you. I'm going to do the 4 matte shadows on the top first. Here are the 4. So there are the 4 matte shades. And then let me go ahead and swatch the shimmer shades for you. So there are the 4 shimmer shades. So my 2 very, very minor complaints about this palette is, 1, this is the lightest shade, and it is pretty light, but I usually have to go into the Petit Pro 1 palette and grab this light matte shade to highlight my brow bone, or if I want to just kind of lay down one color before I kind of start in with everything. This one is a little bit too dark for my skin tone. So there's that, which, not really a complaint, because if you have a little bit of a darker skin tone, that's going to be perfectly fine. So it's really just for me or anyone fairer than me. And then my other criticism is this shimmer shade is a little bit off. It is not like the others. These 3 are very, very creamy. This one feels a little dry. It's a little bit gritty, and I don't know if you guys can see in the swatch, but it's kind of powdery and it's a little bit, I don't know, it's just not as creamy as these. So when I have tried to work with that shade in the past, it just kind of, it blends away a little bit. I mean, it's there and it's a very light shade anyway, and it's great if you just kind of want to like dab it with your finger, or if you use a wet, it's really nice. But by itself, it's a little bit dry and it kind of blends away. So that shade is a little bit off for me. It's fine. It's good, but it's not great, which is what you kind of come to expect with VISEART shadows. So those are my only two very, very minor criticisms for this particular palette. I did want to hold it up next to the Tryst palette, which is that 9-pan palette. So here is the Tryst palette, and here is the Petit Pro. What a great compliment. If you got this palette, you should definitely get this palette. I think this is a lovely everyday, and you can get some pretty dramatic looks too. Like with this shade here, you can really get kind of smoky. This is just a great, great palette. I've been using this one quite a bit as well. But this, because of that watermelon color in there and this purpley matte color, it's just, you know, you add another dimension with these shades, and I think that it's a great complement to this Tryst palette. I think if you have this one, you kind of can't go wrong by getting this to kind of add on. Look at how great this watermelon-y color looks with this entire palette. I just think it's a great, great compliment. So I just wanted to show those side by side as well. And I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but I did purchase this off of Sephora for $30, so it is available there. I do not believe it's limited edition, and I don't believe it's exclusive anywhere. I think you can get it off of Sephora, Muse Beauty Pro, and anywhere else they sell VISEART. I'm pretty sure we'll carry this, but I will link down below where you can purchase it and find out some more information. So if you're interested in checking out my demo for this eye look, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to start by applying some of the VISEART Seamless Eye Primer, and this is really, really liquidy, and I think... Miss Fuzzy Butters, Mommy's trying to film. So I shake it up, and then I put a little on the back of my hand, and I'm just going through this only because I was reading some negative reviews of this on Sephora, and I was like, no, it's such a great primer. So I think maybe it's a little bit misunderstood. It is very, very runny. I don't know if you guys can even see that. But if you shake it up, you get it where it's like kind of like a milky white. And then I'll take a synthetic, like a concealer brush, and I'll just brush that on to my lids. And I like to do this when I have nothing down on my lid. So I don't like to do this like over concealer or over foundation. I like to avoid this area when I'm putting on other makeup because it will like kind of start to mix in with that, and it can kind of look a little messy. So anyway, that is a quick tutorial on how I use this eye primer. So we're gonna jump in with the Petit Pro, and there isn't something light enough for like a brow bone or even just kind of like an all over kind of shade. So I'm taking the Petit Pro 1, and I'm gonna use this color just to kind of lay down some shadow up here, and I don't know, I just kind of like to start there usually. So I'm taking my Sonia G Worker 1 brush. I'm gonna dip into that light shade in the Petit Pro, and I'm gonna start by laying that down right on my brow bone, and I'm gonna come basically onto the crease area. All right, now we're gonna jump into the Petit Pro palette, and I am going to take this light peachy color, and I'm basically where like the white left off, I'm going to kind of place it right here where my crease would be. So right here, and I'm just gonna start to warm up that area. I'm still using my Worker 1 brush. Now I'm gonna take this really fun, exciting color. This is like, I don't know, I've been referring to it, at least in my own head, as the watermelon shade. So again, I'm gonna take my Worker 1 brush, go into that watermelon shade. It is very pigmented, so go in lightly at first. And again, I'm gonna continue deepening up the crease and start to deepen up the outer V here. My puppy is on a rampage at the moment. Next, I'm going to take my Sonia G Builder 1 brush, and I'm going to go into, bless you, bless you, I'm going to go into this shade right over here, this kind of second from the left shimmery shade. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to place that onto the middle of my lid, the center of my lid. Alright, next I'm going to take my Wayne Goss number 19 brush. I'm going to go into this lightest shade all the way over here. It's like a light lilac-y color, very pretty. And just put that in the inner portion of my lids and blend that in. And when you take your brush with this lighter shimmer color and you brush it over the darker shimmer color, they actually, you'll see them blend together really, really nicely. If you just want to like run your brush over that area to blend them even more, you'll see them kind of like mesh together at that point. Really nice. Next I'm going to take this dark matte purple shade and kind of darken out the outer corner. Just ever so slightly, just a hint of that purple. Next I'm going to take my Sonia G Pencil 1 brush and I'm going to go into this dark brown matte color and line my eyes with that. I'm going to use the same Pencil 1 brush and I'm going to go back into that watermelon color and I'm going to kind of smoke out my lower lash line a little bit with this shade. Alright, so there is my eye look with the Petit Pro 2 palette. I'm going to go ahead and, curl my eyelashes, put on some mascara, do the rest of my face, and I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. So just to kind of give you my final thoughts on the new VISEART Petit Pro 2 palette, I really love it. I think it is a wonderful addition to my little eyeshadow collection. And because I travel so much for work, I really like these smaller like credit card sized palettes. I just think they come in really handy. I love this look. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone. It's definitely not something I would wear every single day, but I really enjoy it. And I think that the mattes are like really good, really good VISEART matte shadows. These perform really, really well, blend out beautifully, very pigmented, all the good things. And I do like these 3 shimmer shades very much. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know down below if you have any questions about this palette. I will try and respond in a timely fashion. And please subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in my next video.